21 reasons why relationships fail. Most relationships fail due to the lack of communication. When we fail to communicate what bothers us, when we bottle it inside, eventually it explodes and we want to break up. We need to be able to communicate to our partners about what we like and what we dislike in order to set boundaries and establish agreements on what we both see as logical. And if we do communicate, it's usually only at the beginning of the relationship. But we stop. We start to talk and yell over our partner instead of listening. We stop trying to understand. Most relationships gradually decline and collapse from the lack of effort. We always try at the beginning of the relationship to show we want to be with our partner and show how much we care, but we stop. We stop doing the little things that put a smile on our partner's face, especially after the honeymoon phase. We enter the comfort zone and no longer do the things that make our partner feel appreciated. Dating is the first step, but we have to maintain the relationship. Don't ever stop working towards the relationship. We all want to feel loved and cared about. When you don't hold yourself to the same standard you hold for your partner, it causes them to resent you. When you tell your partner you don't like something, but you do it yourself, it starts the argument of you need to stop doing that because you wouldn't like it if I did that. And the other person just rolls their eyes instead of realizing it's true. When they agree but don't want to agree, we have to drop our egos and think to ourselves, I wouldn't like it if my partner did this, so I shouldn't do it. Relationships can go downhill due to selfishness. When you only care about what you want to put your partner's wants and needs in front of yours. And that needs to be reciprocated. We should want the best for our partner and show we care. And we want to be in a relationship to make each other happy and not have it add on to our stress. It's not only about what you want, it's about what's best for the relationship. We are a team navigating through life. Another big factor into why relationships fail is when people jump into relationships before getting to know each other. They fall in love with the thought of how that person will be, but fail to see the reality of who they actually are. And when they date this person long enough, and they get to know each other, they realize they aren't really compatible. And other times they feel pressure to be in a relationship because they see their friends and everyone around them in a relationship and feel left out. They want to rush into a relationship, especially if the person is older and single. They feel they are running out of time when they shouldn't feel that way because everyone moves at their own pace. It's not a competition to see who can get into a relationship first. When you jump into a relationship before you get to know each other, it's too rushed. You should get to know a person before deciding to be in a relationship with them. If you rush into a relationship before deciding if this person is actually a good fit for you, it usually ends up toxic or simply not working out. Timing can play a significant role in the deciding fate of your relationship. You might just be at different stages of your own personal and professional development and want different things out of life. It doesn't mean you don't like each other. It just means the timing wasn't right. I had a friend who was in college, but the person they were dating had already graduated and was working in their career. What they wanted was different at the time, and it was the right person just at the wrong time, and it ended up not working out. Some relationships fail because people change. Some people just grow apart. Their expectations and preferences change. Their partner cannot keep up with the change. In a relationship, you either grow together or grow apart. And another reason why relationships fail is people get bored. Excitement goes away after a while, especially after the honeymoon phase. The lack of effort coupled with the same routine on a daily basis destroys the excitement. When people chase excitement instead of being committed, they start to look elsewhere. And honestly, relationships fail because society is promoting partying and hookups. They promote how happy they are doing one-night stands, when in reality they are sad and depressed. But people fall for it. They mistake quantity over quality. Most of the time when people sleep around with multiple people, they just feel they are not good enough. They feel used and lied to, but put on a happy persona. And people just cheer for that. They don't see that the person is actually depressed and sad. Another reason why relationships fail is a difference in sexual libido. If one person wants it every day and the other wants it once a month, it could be frustrating. They may feel their partner doesn't want them anymore when they want to be intimate, but it's simply just that they have low sex drive. If they're not satisfied with the relationship and you mix that with someone who has no self-control, it could lead them to seeking it elsewhere. And some people fall for someone for superficial and shallow reasons, like dating someone based solely on looks, but they don't share common interests, values, or goals. They are not compatible at all. Everything is based on physical attraction. Relationships can also fail due to financial reasons. When they are struggling to pay the rent or bills on time, when they struggle to keep food on the table for the family, it can really put pressure on the couple and cause arguments. Because both people are not operating with a clear mind. They no longer get along because they feel pressure and it clouds their mind. Another reason a relationship fails is when people can't stay faithful, when they want a relationship and crave other people's attention. There's only two reasons for this. One, they are selfish and only care about what they want. Two, they are insecure and need the attention of others to validate they are good enough and to feel wanted and to feel attractive. The most common reason why relationships fail is when they're chasing the wrong attributes. They want a committed relationship, but they go find a relationship in the club or at parties. These are not the places to find someone who has the attributes of wanting to be in a committed relationship. And when they fall for people that are selfish, but a selfish person comes off as confident and they can't see the difference. This is because a selfish person doesn't do things to impress people and just does whatever makes them feel good. And that could make a person look extremely confident. A relationship can fail when one person assumes their significant other can read their mind. When they get mad and their significant other asks them, "What's wrong?" and they reply with, "You should know." It makes them both upset. And sometimes one person is upset and the other person doesn't even know because they ask what's wrong and the other person just replies with, "Nothing, I'm fine." Then their significant other just assumes nothing's wrong. Don't assume your partner knows what they did wrong, because sometimes if they did, they wouldn't have done it. You have to tell them what you didn't like about what they did so they know and work on fixing it. And when you're upset about something, don't just say you're fine when you're not. Another reason why relationships fail is when you don't understand your own emotions. You will not communicate properly. That's when you need to focus on self-improvement to build confidence. When you feel confident about yourself, you will know what you want and understand your emotions more. It's hard to understand why you feel a certain way when you don't know what it is that you want. Ego can be the downfall of your relationship. If you have too much ego to admit you're wrong, it's hard to work on making things right for the relationship. You rather listen to respond and argue rather than listen to understand. You can't view winning against your partner as a victory. It's not you versus them. It's you and your partner versus the problem. You're on the same side. The biggest reason why a relationship fails is choosing the wrong person to begin with. When you ignore the signs that something was off and you decide to date this person anyway. Most people ignore red flags and think it will eventually go away. It won't. They act surprised when they see more toxic behavior down the line. But that toxic behavior was always there. They just chose to ignore all the red flags. Another big factor for why relationships fail is expecting their partner to change. You can't change when someone is not loyal. If they're a cheater, loyalty is not something you can change. If a person is not loyal, that is who they are at the core. You can't change that. If someone is treating you bad and doesn't deserve you, you should find someone better, someone who deserves you. The reason why marriages fail is because people think marriage is the finish line. Marriage is not the finish line. It's a big step in the relationship, but you should keep putting in effort and never stop doing the things that makes your partner happy. You promise to be there through thick and thin. You promise to do everything you can to make them happy. Now is the time to live up to your words. The last reason is you're not good in bed. If you fail to satisfy them and don't know what they like in the bedroom, it can lead to the relationship not working out. It's okay to ask your partner what they like and how they want to be pleasured. And they want you to ask these questions because they want you to know how to pleasure them properly.